Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. This is a video go over homework number 95. It was our last day of two-way tables. Please make sure that you post it on Google Classroom so you get credit for it. All right, so this one worksheet basically goes over all 3 days that we've done. The only thing it doesn't have is us creating our own two-way table, but let's see how you did. So for exercises 1 to 8, use the Venn diagram at the right and the information below, round to the nearest hundredth if necessary. So the Venn diagram compares the roller coasters at an amusement park as to whether or not they are made of steel, or whether or not they have loops. All right, so the first thing you have to do is fill in this. And this is the most important thing because that's how you're going to get all your other answers. So start with what you know. Start with something easy. So 6 you see is inside the steel and the loops. So that's why 6 is going to go right here. It is not only loops, but it is steel. So that's where this 6 came from. This 2 right here, since it's by itself, that means only steel and not loops. Notice it's not in the same Venn diagram or in the same circle as loops. So this is only steel. So you're going to go to where it's steel and no loops. So steel and no loops is right here. So that's how, since we have 2, 6 plus 2 is 8. So that whole entire column is done. All right, then this one right here. This 4 represents only loops, okay? Not steel. It's not in the steel circle, so only loops. So loops and not steel. Loops and not steel is number 4 right here. Okay, now that we have this, 6 plus 4 is 10. So kind of like this row is done and this column. We just need this middle stuff right here. So the next thing you really have to go for is this one right here. Not steel and not loops. So how many people don't do anything at all? And that usually we put it down here, but that's this number right outside. So it's outside of the circles. So not steel and not loops is 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. And now the only ones we were missing is this. 2 plus 2 is 4. 8 plus 6 is 14. Remember, this number down here is the total for the whole entire table. That's how many roller coasters are at the amusement park. So 14 is the answer to 2. All right, now 3 and 4 are where you're making your fractions. So the first one you want to do by row. Remember, these are the rows. So the first row is 6, 4, and 10. And remember, you take 6 and put it over 10, 4 over 10, and 10 over 10. So 6 over 10, 4 over 10, and 10 over 10. You get 0.60, 0.40, and 1. Then for the next row, it's 2, 2, and 4. So 2 goes over 4, 2 goes over 4, and 4 goes over 4. So 2 fourths, 2 fourths, and 4 fourths get you 0.50, 0.50, and 1. And the last one is 8 over 14, 6 over 14, and 14 over 14. So 8 over 14 is 0.57, 6 over 14 is 0.43, and 14 over 14 is 1. And again, these are your rows. So the rows will have, I guess technically it should be 0.00. They're going to have the ones with the ones. That's how you know you did it right. All right, so now on to number 4. Number 4 is by column. So now you want to look up and down. So the first column is 6, 2, and 8. Your total is 8. So 6 goes over 8, and 2 goes over 8, and also 8 goes over 8. So 6 over 8, 2 over 8, 8 over 8. 0.75, 0.25, and 1.00. All right, the next column is here, 4, 2, and 6. So 4 over 6, 2 over 6, and 6 over 6. 4 over 6 is 0.67. 2 over 6 is 0.33, 6 over 6 is 1.00. And then that last one is 10 over 14, 4 over 14, and 14 over 14. Remember, all the numbers go over the total. That gets you 0.71, 0.29, and 1.00. All right, so now we're going to go to our questions. What is the relative frequency? Remember, that just means they want you to make a fraction, a decimal, something like that. But always start with the fraction first. The number of steel roller coasters with loops to the total number of steel roller coasters. Okay, so remember, I taught you last week that if usually you look to the word of, that tells you your denominator. But if you have of and 2, 2 is the winner. This is what tells you who is being surveyed. This is what tells you the denominator is. So total number of steel roller coasters. That is going to be your denominator. So steel roller coasters, we had 8 in total. So we know it's going to be over 8. Now, what am I trying to figure out? I want to know the number of steel roller coasters with loops. That's going to be your numerator. So steel roller coasters with loops is 6. So that's how I get 6 over 8, or 0.75. Okay, number 6. What is the relative frequency of non-steel roller coasters with loops? So there's that 2. Okay, there's that 2. That's going to tell you that total number of roller coasters is going to be your denominator. So the total number of roller coasters was 14. That's why the denominator is 14. And then what do we want to know? Here is our numerator. Our numerator is non-steel without loops. Okay, so non-steel without loops. So non-steel and no loops is 2. So that's how you get 2 out of 14. All right, and now 7 and 8 are your comparisons, so you're doing 2 of them. So are higher percentages of roller coasters steel or with loops? So notice there's no word to, so the of tells you the denominator. So of the roller coasters, that means in total. So in total, we have 14 roller coasters. And then this is your first numerator, so numerator number 1, and then this is numerator number 2. So how many of them are steel? Remember, it only says steel, and that means total. If it does just says steel in your questions, that means total. Different than this, okay? So steel should be 8, and that should make sense because you have a 2 and you have a 6, and everything inside the circle together would be 8. So that's 8 out of 14, and that's 50.57 or 57%. Then it says with loops. So again, it only says loops. That means loops and total. So loops and total is 10. That makes sense with our picture. 6 plus 4 is 10. So 10 out of 14 is 0.71 or 71%. So with loops is the winner. This is higher. All right, last one. Of the roller coasters with loops, are a higher percentage of them steel or not steel? Explain. Okay, so there's your of. There's no 2 anywhere, so it's your denominator. Of roller coasters with loops. So loops and total. Total loops is 10. So you notice both of these are over 10. Now of that, which one's higher? Steel or not steel? So steel and loops or not steel and loops. So first we're going to go with steel. Remember, it only says steel. So in total, steel was 8. No. Sorry, of the roller coasters with the loops. Sorry. So it has to be, I just said that. It has to be steel and loops. So steel and loops is 6, right? So this is of the roller coasters with loops. So you're only really focusing on this row. How many of them are steel? So steel with loops is 6. That's how I got 6 out of 10. And then not steel and loops is 4. So 4 out of 10. I converted them both. I get 0.6 and 0.4, 60% and 40%. And steel with loops is the winner. All right, hopefully this video helped. I know this homework was pretty tough. But hopefully you understood it, which would be awesome. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. If not, please make sure you post it on Google Classroom. All right, have a great day.